Welcome to the Irresistible You podcast. This is the place to get a dose of empowerment to create the life you crave and deserve. My name is Amy, and I am the founder of Irresistible University. Through my podcast and courses, I teach women just like you how to ditch the body image issues, gain confidence, and lose the emotional weight to look and feel irresistible at any size. Listen. If you like the podcast, you are going to love the Irresistible You online self study course. Did you know that it also comes with a VIP private podcast? We already know that you like listening to podcasts, so you will get the entire course delivered to you in mini episodes on this private podcast. If you want to learn more, including the cost, see everything that's included, client testimonials, and to snag your seat and enroll, please head over to irresistibleicing.com/course. That link is also in the show notes. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are diving into the world of AI and body image. Let me tell you something. I have been seeing the most ridiculous ads over on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm sitting there, these same ads just keep repeating over and over and over again. There is this beautiful Asian woman who is ripped. I'm talking muscles to the gods. Like she has got a 20 pack on her stomach. She is just like the epitome of fitness, right? And she's on there. There's different versions of this ad. There's one ad where she's on a stage and she's giving a talk. There's another ad where she's literally sitting at a table having a podcast interview. And in all these ads, she keeps talking about Asian Pilates, Asian walking. I don't even know if that's a thing. She's talking about like she'll be interviewing a younger person and the person is like, "Yeah, my mom wants to like get in shape or whatever." And she's like, "Well, how old's your mom?" "Oh, 56." And I'm like, "First of all, why am I getting these ads? Thank you very much." And she's like, well, she's like, but my mom hasn't been to a gym. She's like, that's great. She doesn't, and they're like going on and on. Like, if she starts on Monday, she's going to be ripped by the end of the month. I don't know if you've seen these ads. They are so stupid. They are so fake. They are so AI. And I immediately picked up on it. When I looked at the ad, I was like, there's no way anyone looks like that in real life. Like, and even like besides the muscles, like her skin is just super like perfect and it just doesn't make any sense. And I looked at it, and sure enough, on the screen, there is a teeny tiny disclosure that says AI. I don't know what it says exactly, but it basically is telling you that the people are AI, quote unquote, people. Okay. And they're all over the place. The fake voices, the fake energy, the fitness tips. It is 1,000% cringe, these videos. And I don't know because working in the field that I work in with instructional design, and we use a lot of AI. AI voiceovers constantly with different characters that we create. I remember even just AI has come so far in just a couple of years. It's actually like one of the fastest inventions of our time and how quickly things are evolving. I remember even just a couple years ago, less than 5 years ago, if we wanted a certain type of person or voice for a video, we would have to hire like a voice actor or, there's actors that create educational videos where now I can just go on a platform, I can type in the type of accent, the age. I mean, you can get so nitty gritty with the details that we don't even have to hire people anymore, which that's a whole nother topic for another day because that's the whole job market and AI and all of that. But anyway, that's not the point of this. The point of this is body image. So I have an eye for picking up on, oh, that's AI. Like I've had friends, even Frank has sent me videos. I'm like, this is AI, right? Like, come on. Not everybody may pick up on that. And to be honest with you, these AI videos are getting really, really good, meaning it's getting harder and harder to tell, is this real or is this fake? There are some that are really scary. And there's a whole lot of things to unpack with that, even outside of body image. amount of disinformation, of fake videos that people see and they just run with it. And you can destroy an entire person thinking this AI video is real. But this fitness thing, I had not seen that before. And knowing that I've seen the Asian Pilates videos over and over and over in my feed, I know that this won't be the end of it. There's also some other skeezy videos that I've seen on YouTube ads where it's Oprah talking, but it's not Oprah talking. And I don't know how they're getting away with getting. Look, let me tell you, I have had back when I was running Facebook ads, pictures of me in a bathing suit, a one piece bathing suit, talking about body image. I was getting my account shut down. But you've got these women out here showing it all, honey. You have these people out here using like deep fakes of Oprah, and I don't know how their ads are getting like approved. I don't. But I want to bring this to your attention because we're seeing it more. It's going to start unfortunately becoming more of the norm. There are even influencers or online personalities, people with podcasts, even like myself. I don't do this, but there are people out here creating these AI photo shoots. And it's like, oh dear, okay. And the delusion that people have that think this is what they look like. I'm sure you have those friends. Everybody has those friends in their feed that share those AI pictures of themselves because somewhere in that person's brain, they really think it looks like them. This is so dangerous for so many reasons. I want you to think about for a minute how the media, even before social media, let's take it back before social media. Think about how much the media molded your perception of your body and other women's bodies. How being spoon fed a certain look, a certain body type, molded your thoughts and beliefs about how good or not good you are. And it messed us up. From as far back as, our grandmothers and great grandmothers, the advertising, it is horrific. And those of us that are in the older millennial group and grew up in the 2000s and the 90s and the heroin chic, and you go back and see all the disgusting clips from the sitcoms. And the thing is, these sitcoms were always on the TV. Even if you weren't like a big TV person, you weren't sitting there scrolling your phone. You weren't listening to music on your streaming app. You didn't really have choice about what you were listening to or watching because there was only a couple of channels that you really could watch, and you could only watch what was programmed for that time. Things evolved, the internet came, streaming services came, real people started talking to you on the internet that are not fake and phony and, air photoshopped and airbrushed. And we started to see ourselves in people. And that was great, right? That was great. We had this big revolution of, body image positivity. We had, plus size fashion expand outside of grandma clothes in the woman section at Macy's. Like, things really started to evolve. But also, we have to keep in mind with social media is very curated. Not everybody is going to show you the bad days, the ugly days, the fat days. They're not showing you those days. People on social media are using filters and I think myself, I'm guilty of that. A lot of times I'll use a filter on my stories, right? Because it's like, I don't know, we sometimes like to see ourselves in that filter. And some of the filters are just like a little skin smoothing, right? But some of these filters are face altering. They're changing your lips, they're changing your lashes, they're changing the shape of your eyes, your nose, your face. It's ridiculous. And now we have evolved. I don't even know if I would give it credit as evolving, but we have now evolved to AI. And with this AI, we're not just seeing airbrush models in a magazine. We're not just seeing a filtered social media influencer. This is to the extreme. We are now generating entire women who don't even exist. Can you, for a second, Just let that soak into your brain. We now have the ability to generate entire women who don't exist. And we have girls and even women who are going to compare themselves to non-human entities on the internet. We are comparing ourselves to a fantasy algorithm. And we really need to think about this, especially for those of us that are raising young people, boys and girls included. This is fake. It's not real. It doesn't exist. These standards of beauty before AI didn't even exist. How much of your life was wasted chasing unrealistic body standards, right? You saw the models, you saw the women, and you're trying to get that kind of body, and there's no way to get that kind of body. These women are literally out here all but killing themselves to stay in that size. And now we have a whole nother generation coming in that is going to be exposed to AI at levels that we don't even understand yet because we are still in the gold rush era of AI. And I want you to just think about how body image talk, negative talk, all that magazine stuff, how that damaged your self-worth, how that damaged your toxic relationship with food, how that has, caught you in a cycle with the diet culture stuff. And what is this going to do to people that are still in that cycle, for young girls that are, in the coming of age stage and they're, finding out about their body and, starting to do the comparison stuff. And the thing is, even if you know it's fake, your brain doesn't always process it that way. If you already struggle with low self worth, poor body image, yo yo dieting, you see these I can't even say images, these videos, and you might still feel less than. We've gone from Photoshop, we have gone from Photoshopping models on a magazine to full on fake computer generated people, and it is scary. It is scary out here. And the time is coming where these people will walk among us. Like, if I would have heard myself saying that on this podcast when I first started in 2018, I would have thought that is complete insanity. What do you mean walking among us? These people that we see on the internet, these fake people, we will have robots. They're already in creation. They're already out there. They're not mainstream yet. But we're going to have these people walking among us where it's going to get to the point where you're like, are you a human? Or, oh, you're not? Okay. It's crazy. I don't know if any of you listen or watch Black Mirror. I always love the show Black Mirror. And I remember watching that thinking, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy stuff. And so much of the concepts that have been on Black Mirror, we are now living them out. And it's only going to, I guess, get worse is the right way to say it. It's only going to get worse. We're going to see more and more of these ads. And thank goodness this one has a disclosure. Not everybody is savvy enough to see that disclosure, which is very sneaky. But I've seen a lot of ads and a lot of AI stuff where there is not a disclosure. You know, AI is a wonderful tool. It is a beautiful tool. AI allowed me to illustrate my daughter's book about diabetes, right? The storyline came from her brain. She wrote it, but we illustrated it with AI. I use AI every single day, like I told you, in my work. I've also been like incorporating some AI processes in my personal life. It's great for, grocery planning and meal planning. And there's even the ability to take pictures of your house and say, hey, I want to renovate this. What do you recommend? And give it some, some prompts. But we've got to be aware that this is happening. We have to be aware that this is popping in our feeds and it is around us, and it's going to get way more intense. It's going to get way more real. It's going to get to the point where it's very hard to differentiate. Listen to this. We already have right now AI influencers. So there are entire accounts And I'm talking, they have vlogs, they have videos where we have these AI influencers and brands are spending money. They are literally spending millions and millions of dollars to work with these AI influencers. Honestly, like brands are paying money to someone who is a computer generated character. What does that say about us as a species? Where is this heading? Where is this going? Because I think there's already so much toxicity online with real influencers and portraying these fake, curated, perfect little lives that we all see, and we all fall trapped to this. We all fall trapped to, man, I wish my house looked like that. Oh man, I wish I had that kind of hair. Or wow, why does her skin look so good? Why does her body like that? Like, I wish my body was like that. We already fall trapped to that as women. We all do it. Men do it. Women do it. We all get into the comparison game, and it can be a really toxic place to be. And now we have computer generated characters that look and feel like human beings. And you are going to see this everywhere, everywhere. So I want you to challenge yourself to really be able to spot this, to be able to spot out these AI ads, these AI videos, these AI characters, if you will. And what can we do about this? There's a couple things we can do. It feels like there's not much you can do, but there's a couple things that we can do, and I'm going to get into that. Because the reality is this. AI is not going anywhere. It's only going to evolve. It's only going to get infiltrated into our society even more than it is now. And it is going to happen at a rate that you have never seen before. No other invention in time has had this quick of a blast off. Okay. So, what we can do, we can be intentional about our feeds. Mute, block, report, or curate who you follow. If you follow someone and you find yourself constantly feeling bad after looking at their stuff, ask yourself, why am I following this person? How is this helping me? Surround yourself with real bodies, real humans, creators who make you feel good about yourself. There's a difference between someone who inspires you and someone who you look at and you just feel jealous and envious and you feel not good enough. So you need to pay attention to your body, like your signals in your body when you're watching these videos. Um, and really just start to get more savvy, do your research on AI, learn more about it, because I think what the biggest mistake is that people make when you're on the cusp of these, gold, these inventions like this, right? Is telling yourself, this is stupid. I'm not doing that. I don't want to know about it. I can't believe we're going down this path. I refuse to learn. That's where you're going to get yourself in trouble. You have to learn about it. Whether or not you use AI in your personal life or your work life, I don't know that answer for you. But I will tell you, you will get trampled, you will get left behind. And if anything, just learning AI is understanding how is it being used? How is it going to be put in the marketplace to manipulate people? What does it look like? How can I tell the difference between AI and like reality? Learn those things. Put yourself out there, do your research, okay? And just remember that you are real. Your body has gotten you everywhere you are today, whether it was big, small, or in between. Your body has kept you alive your entire life. Your body and your life is not an algorithm, okay? You probably have stretch marks, you have laugh lines, you have a life, you have, beautiful imperfections, and AI cannot fake that. AI cannot take that away from you. And I want you to really, this is a time where we really need to get more closely connected to who we are. I had this moment right before I recorded today where I was working, and all of a sudden I was having a guy here pressure washing the house, and he was outside my window, and I know that's like near where the internet stuff is outside, and all of a sudden the internet just crashed. And I'm talking the internet network is not even in the Wi-Fi list. It's just gone. And I was like, damn it, man. I was like, I have so much work to do today. I don't have time for this. And I was like, oh, Amy, yeah, like just turn on your hotspot on your phone and we can get back to work. That's great. That's great that we have that ability to switch. But then I also thought, back in the days when the power went out at work, everybody got sent home. If the Wi Fi went out at work, everybody got sent home. If there was a blizzard, nobody had to go to work. If there was a hurricane coming or a nor'easter, nobody had to go to work. So working from home is a blessing and a curse at the same time because there's literally never an excuse to disconnect and turn off. I can't say, well, my internet crashed. I can't connect. Well, I have a mobile hotspot on my phone. And if that doesn't work, well, there's plenty of places that have free Wi Fi. I can go work. There's literally no way to disconnect. So I think because we are such a 24/7, 365 connected society, and now we're throwing this AI stuff into the mix, we have to not only just be intentional about our online feeds, we have to be intentional about our real life feed. Mute, block, report, or curate people in your life, not just your online feed. We're going to mute, block, report, or curate. Surround yourself with people, places, and things that make you feel good, that don't make you feel bad about yourself. Because in a world where we really don't have an excuse to disconnect, we have to make our own excuses. We have to create boundaries. We have to say, okay, between the hours of this and this, I'm on do not disturb, and I will not answer that text message. You know how I was talking about the pizza brain in the last episode? And that's part of the problem is I turn my computer off. So I turn my computer off, all my, platforms are shut down, Slack is turned off, Teams is off. Well, guess what? All those platforms are apps on my phone. So if I sign out of work at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., whatever, and I see a notification at 5 o'clock about Teams or Slack, even though I have boundaries that I'm probably not going to reply after hours, it doesn't take away the nervous system punch of seeing the message. And for someone like me, like I do a lot of design work, so I'm getting a lot of feedback, a lot of comments. And, sometimes you're just not in the right headspace to see that comment when you're sitting down eating dinner. So, what kind of boundaries can we put on our phones? Because there's this boundary about, like, well, I don't want to miss anything. I don't want anyone to think I'm not paying attention. But we also have to remember that we're teaching people how to reach us. Because we get an instant message, because we get an instant text, we think we have to reply instantly. And we don't. We don't. So, this online connection that we have has a lot of benefits. It has improved our lives in so many ways. It's given me a career. It also is absolutely exhausting completely. And I was talking on my Instagram story about, we're going on a cruise in a couple weeks for Halloween. And back in the day, I went on several cruises. I worked in the cruise industry. And when you would go on a cruise, you went on a cruise. Number one, early 2000s, there were no smartphones. So that little flip phone, Razor pink phone, I'm not paying roaming charges for that phone. We disconnected. There was no Wi Fi on our phones. There was no check and email on our phones. Maybe the couple of people that had a Blackberry, right? But we disconnected. And if we wanted to reach someone, we would reach out and reach that person when we got to a port of call. And now, with the ships being completely wired with Wi Fi, it's great in a lot of ways because we can send stories, we can post videos, we can talk to family, we don't miss things. But I think sometimes we want to miss things. But that's such a hard thing to grapple with for me as well because one of the reasons I have to have Wi Fi on the ship is for Kat. In order for me to track her blood sugar for her diabetes, I need to have Wi-Fi connected on my phone so that if she's down at kids club, I can monitor her blood sugar and feel safe and keep her safe. But I think what I'm going to do is this. So when I went to Disney last month, I actually had to get a new phone because I had cracked my screen and my camera was cracked and I was overdue. So I ordered me a new phone that came in the day before the trip. I decided not to mirror my phone with all the same apps and videos because I had so much crap on it. And I just started to download apps as needed. Okay. And I made sure, since I was already checked out of work already for this trip the day before, I did not download Teams. I did not download Slack. I did not download Asana. I did not download any like work related messaging. I didn't even log into my work emails. And that was beautiful. It was beautiful. Would I be expected to respond to things on vacation? No. But like I said earlier, it doesn't take away the nervous system punch of, oh my God, this is falling apart and I'm not there. And what if it's my fault? What happens when I'm not there is not my business. I'll deal with it when I get home. And we need to get back to the pre internet days of when we go on vacation, we go on vacation. It's one of the reasons I can't even watch Home Alone anymore. I watch Home Alone now in the year 2025 and I'm like all this would have been avoided. All of this could have been avoided. Right? Like the power goes out, we're not missing our alarm clocks cuz we got our cell phones, right? Like there's no way in 2025 that would have been a realistic story because now when we go on vacation, we're accessible to everybody. And we need to put our own boundaries. We need to be intentional about our real feed and our online feeds. Okay. So keep your eyes open, pay attention to things, question things. Question things. Like, I don't want you to be a reactor, especially in the climate that we are living in the United States. When you see videos and you see news, please don't react to the first time you watch something. Watch it, figure out what it really is, fact check it, and get the information you need to make a decision about what's really going on here. I think that is more important now than ever in so many different facets of our lives. So keep your eyes open, do your research, ask questions, fact check, fact check, fact check, and remember, please don't compare yourself to fake people. Please do not compare yourself to fake AI characters. It is not something we want to get caught up in. All right, I'm going to head out. Make sure you head over. I would love it if you would leave a rating and review for the podcast on your podcast player of choice. If you want to learn more about the Irresistible You private podcast, head over to irresistibleicing.com/course, and you can stay connected with me on social media on Instagram and TikTok at Irresistible Icing. Until next time, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.